is 50,000 years old. Although it's a mile wide and 600 feet deep, it was created by a meteorite only about 150 feet across. An iron meteorite that struck the rocks on the surface here, traveling at about 150,000 miles per hour. It penetrated the rocks in only a wink of an eye, a tenth of a second, and deposited its energy, which blew this crater out in a matter of 10 seconds.
If this impact was so severe, then what kind of destruction could a much larger meteor do? There are giants circling the Earth even now. In 1995, Comet Hale-Bopp was seen for the first time. It's twice as long as Manhattan Island and more than 20 miles wide. Passing the Earth every 4,000 years, it's just one of hundreds of large comets and meteors that threaten our planet. If evidence of huge amounts of iridium proves that a meteor hit Earth 65 million years ago, how big was it? The amount of energy needed to create the devastation that would kill all the dinosaurs had to be gigantic. The problem has always been proof. If something really huge crashed into the Earth, then where was the crater? The first clue came unexpectedly in the Gulf of Mexico. While geologists like Luis Marin were surveying the Yucatan looking for oil deposits, an unusual round structure buried deep below the Earth's surface appeared on their maps.
They use different techniques. For example, they use a magnetometer, which is a cylindrical shaped instrument that is flown out of airplanes, and it allows one to cover large areas. They also drilled both on land and at sea. In other words, they go down and bring back cores and examine them for the presence of oil and gas. They didn't find any oil. However, what they did find was this very strange looking circular anomaly in Yucatan.
This strange bowl-shaped structure was 150 miles across. When mapped, it revealed disturbances in the Earth's magnetic field, usually associated with ancient volcanic activity. But these rings are too uniform and too large to have been caused by a volcano. Luis Marin believes the rings are a smoking gun. The main square of the town of Chicxulub on the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula is situated right in the middle.
And so here we are, right dead center in the middle of this circular structure, which is 75 miles in that direction and 75 miles in that direction. It would take you 3 hours to drive from one side clear to the other side. Now, what is this structure? We know it's not a volcano because we have not found any volcanic rocks from the last 200 million years. The magnetic field that has been recorded in the rocks from this area is very large, especially compared to other volcanoes, and the size itself, it is too large to be a volcano. That can only mean one thing. A gigantic meteorite coming from outer space and hitting here, ground zero at Chicxulub, killing off all the dinosaurs.
Over the past 65 million years, this huge crater has been filled with thousands of feet of sediment. The presence of iridium and the discovery of the crater is proof positive a cosmic missile hit the Earth at about the same time the dinosaurs disappeared. But how could a single meteor careering toward the Yucatan kill the most successful creatures that ever lived? The last day of the dinosaurs, T-10 and counting. An object capable of awesome destruction hurtles towards Earth. At speeds of 150,000 miles an hour, it plunges into the atmosphere. Moments before the collision, the dinosaurs would have seen the meteor's shimmering head and fiery tail. Traveling at such an incredible speed, the air in front of this gigantic meteor was unable to escape, and with a brilliant light came a deafening blast.
Imagine this 8-ball is 150 feet in diameter, the size of the meteor that made Meteor Crater in Arizona. If it struck the Earth at 150,000 miles an hour, it would have made a hole a mile wide and 600 feet deep. That's big enough to store 500,000 tractor trailers inside.
The devastation is so complete that for a radius of over 50 miles, everything was obliterated.
Now, imagine this bowling ball is 12 miles in diameter, the same size as the meteor that crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula. Traveling at 150,000 miles an hour, and that's fast enough to take us from here in Arizona to New York in 2 minutes. Imagine the devastation that this would have caused.
A meteor this big would have stood higher than Mount Everest.
The impact would have been hundreds of times bigger than this crater. The energy released, 100 million megatons, would be equivalent to 100 million hydrogen bombs, all going off at exactly the same time and same place.
At ground zero, the dinosaurs and all other living things are instantly annihilated. Within seconds, shock waves unleash a fireball of vaporized rock and molten debris into the atmosphere. Two minutes after the impact, a mushroom cloud carrying particles of burning debris spreads over the land.
When these particles begin to rain into the Earth's atmosphere, the sky turns red. They create a radiant heat equal to that of a pizza oven. This goes on for hours. Now imagine the dinosaurs. Their hides would begin to smoke, burn. They would be literally roasted in their tracks, dying in agony as the heat sears the hides off of them.
The impact sparks a chain reaction beyond our worst nightmares. In rock samples he recovered from the KT boundary in northern Mexico, Dave Kring has found evidence of the burning debris.
These round objects are called tektites. These are once molten glassy beads of material that were thrown out by the Chicxulub impact crater. This impact event was so large that it threw this material clear across North America. And we now find it in a variety of KT boundary rocks like this sample from Arroyo El Membrao.
Green in color, this molten rock turned to glass as it fell to the ground. Under closer inspection, the teardrop shape of these deadly tektites can be clearly